Witam from BA. This is a Rorschach Poland update from the 24th of December 2025. A quick summary of what's going down in Poland. Let's kick off with updates on a big legal case. On Monday, the 22nd, the Warsaw Praga District Court sentenced Piotr Polaszczyk, a former intelligence officer, to 14 years in prison for laundering around 350 million zloty, about $90 million, through the Polish credit union SKOK Wołomin. He must also pay a 510,000 zloty fine, about $140,000, and return nearly 35 million zloty, roughly $9 million, to cover part of the stolen funds. Polaszczyk ran a criminal group that faked job papers and exaggerated property values to get loans for fake owners, then treated the cash like their own paycheck. The case, which lasted 5 years, is just one part of the massive SKOK Wołomin controversy, where prosecutors estimate total fraud exceeded 3 billion zloty, about $800 million, with over 60 people charged and evidence spanning more than 5,500 pages. On Tuesday, the 23rd, President Karol Nawrocki signed a decree extending Poland's military mission in Iraq. Up to 350 Polish soldiers will stay there until the 30th of June 2026, and the government can also send them to Jordan, Kuwait, and Qatar. The main job of the contingent is to fight terrorism, mainly as part of the US-led operation against ISIS, alongside troops from the UK and other allies. Polish soldiers train and advise Iraqi, Jordanian, and Qatari forces, help them improve counter-terrorism skills, and protect bases and personnel as part of NATO Mission Iraq. This mission is one of Poland's longest-running overseas deployments, and at its peak from 2003 to 2008, it had around 2,500 soldiers. Speaking of the military, on Monday the 22nd, the Ministry of Defense signed the notarial deed and finalized the takeover of Huta Częstochowa, a large steel plant in southern Poland. The ministry is transferring the plant's assets to the Military Property Agency and will later move them back into the steelworks so it can keep operating normally. Huta Częstochowa, the Polish armaments group, the largest state-owned defense company, and Węglokoks, a state-owned Polish company that mainly trades coal and manages industrial sites, agreed to cooperate on defense-related projects. They plan to use the plant's production capacity, including its ability to make thick and armored steel plates for military needs. On Friday the 19th, the president met with his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky in Warsaw to talk about defense against drones. Nawrocki said Poland has been dealing with hybrid attacks from Russia and Belarus, such as attacks on infrastructure and Russian drones flying into Polish airspace. He added that Poland could learn a lot from Ukraine, which has tons of experience with anti-drone systems, and said their cooperation should lead to real projects and investments. Zelensky said that Ukraine will share information on Belarus's Oreshnik missile system with Poland and offer tips to help the country protect itself from drones. Switching gears to foreign affairs, on Monday the 22nd, Emilia Łódźińska, the vice president of Gdańsk in northern Poland, said Russia is packing up its consulate in the city, but it's leaving one staff member behind to guard the building. The city insists the property belongs to Poland, but Russia says the consulate building is theirs. The consulate is closing because of the Russian sabotage on Polish railways. All staff had to leave by the 23rd of December. The building became Polish state property after the USSR collapsed, but Russia treated the villa like it was theirs for decades, didn't pay rent, and now owes the city over 5 million zloty, more than $1 million plus interest. Courts already forced them to pay some, and the city is preparing more claims. Also on Monday the 22nd, President Nawrocki signed a law that tightens punishments for illegal street races, drifting, and breaking driving bans. Drivers could face larger fines, temporary or even permanent license loss, and in serious cases, jail time. He also sent the law to the Constitutional Tribunal to make sure some parts don't go beyond what the Constitution allows. He's concerned about two main things: unclear definitions, like what exactly counts as an illegal race, and that the law can punish not just organizers, but also participants and even spectators at car meetups or illegal races. For example, spectators could face fines up to 5,000 swati, around $1,400, while participants or organizers could end up in prison for several years. The law's rules are too vague, which could make enforcement confusing and unfair. Nawrocki said that while road safety is important, laws have to be clear and balanced, or they risk violating citizens' rights. In an update to the planned layoffs in the mining industry that we mentioned last week, on Monday the 22nd, miners at mining group Silesia in southern Poland started an underground strike to protest the layoffs and the exclusion of their mine from government severance pay. Around 40 workers stayed in the mine after their shift ended. They are demanding a meeting with the energy minister and the president, payment of overdue bonuses, and a guarantee that no one will face punishment for joining the protest. The strike comes after lawmakers passed a law on the 4th of December giving severance packages to miners leaving their jobs because of the government's shift from coal to greener energy, but they excluded mining group Silesia since the mine is undergoing restructuring. Next up, on Tuesday the 23rd, Marcin Kierwiński, the Interior Minister, said police had identified two people who spread false claims online after 11-year-old Danusia was killed in Jelenia Góra in southwestern Poland. The suspects falsely said the killer was Ukrainian and encouraged ethnic hatred. Police said the posts were deliberate lies meant to provoke hostility, especially between Poles and Ukrainians. Under Polish law, inciting ethnic hatred can lead to up to 3 years in prison. The ministry said that the internet isn't anonymous and anyone breaking the law will face consequences. Meanwhile, on Monday the 22nd, Marta Cienkowska, the culture minister, announced a new program called Close Culture to support independent local media, set to start on the 1st of March. The ministry set aside 10 million swati, more than $2 million, for it, and may increase funding later. The program's goal is to strengthen local media, give people better access to news, and promote regional culture and heritage. Officials will hold January consultations with local publishers to finalize the details. More on culture, as on Monday the 22nd, Rzeczpospolita, one of Poland's leading daily newspapers, reported that the government has started work on updating the country's national symbols. An expert team from the Ministry of Culture is drafting a new law to refresh the white eagle emblem, the flag, and other state symbols. Marta Cienkowska said she hopes the work will be finished by the end of the current parliamentary term, possibly by fall 2026. The current law that sets the rules for Poland's official emblem, flag, anthem, and state seals goes back to 1980, and experts say it's outdated. The planned updates will be small, mainly standardizing and modernizing the symbols. On Tuesday the 23rd, Klub Jagiellonski, an online platform for commentary, essays, and analysis on Polish public life, published an essay by journalist and publicist Jakub Dibek in Polish about the country's unresolved struggle with its post-communist past. Dibek said that the president recently moved the roundtable to the Museum of Polish History as a symbolic gesture to help people come to terms with the past. The old communist regime was making deals at the round table which were oppressing people, censoring the media, and going after anyone who opposed them. Dybek added that the table, which used to quietly witness political deals, is now a museum piece with no real power, letting society look back and sort through a tricky part of its history. He wrote that gestures like this from the president work like national therapy, helping people deal with old tensions and memories that haven't fully been worked out. Read the full piece with the link in the show notes. And that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us. We just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been listening, subscribing, and sharing their thoughts with us. Your support keeps us going, and we are grateful for every one of you. Happy holidays. Do zobaczenia.